Hello, I'm George Slaughter. I'm the author of Quantum Genesis, Connecting to the Creativity of Cosmic Consciousness. And today I'm going to talk about quantum theology, which is the hidden science in the Bible. What if I told you the Bible isn't just a religious text? It's a hidden scientific document, one that encodes the deepest laws of the universe within its ancient words. For centuries, theologians and scientists, they've been at war, faith on one side, science on the other. One saying God created reality, the other saying reality emerged from quantum fields and wave functions. But what if they never were supposed to be separate? What if Genesis, the concept of the Word, and the very act of divine creation itself weren't just metaphors, but descriptions of real scientific principles? Not just philosophy, not just spiritual metaphor, but actual laws of physics, encoded in scriptures thousands of years ago. This isn't just a theory. This is a bridge between faith and science. Welcome to Quantum Theology, where we decode ancient scriptures through the lens of modern physics. Section 1, Genesis as a quantum blueprint. Let's start at the very beginning, the first words of the Bible. Genesis 1:1, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Most people read this as a simple statement, but what really happened before creation? What was there before the universe existed? Science tells us before the Big Bang there was no space, no time, no solid matter, but there was potential. In physics, we call this a quantum vacuum, an invisible field of energy where everything that exists first began. And guess what? Ancient Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah, describes the exact same concept, but in a different way. It's called Zimzum. This is the idea that before creation, God had to withdraw himself, his infinite presence, to make space for the universe. Does that sound familiar? That's exactly what quantum physics describes, an infinite energy field withdrawing, collapsing, forming the very fabric of our reality. Genesis isn't primitive. It's encoding real cosmological principles. But it doesn't stop there. Let's break this down even a little further. Genesis 1:2 says, "And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters." Wait a minute, waters before the earth even existed? That's an ancient way of describing something deeper. In almost every ancient creation story, water represents the unseen, formless void before reality takes shape. And in quantum mechanics, every possibility exists as a wave probability. Every possibility exists as a wave probability before it takes physical form. So what does God do next? He speaks. Section 2, the observer effect and divine creation. Now, this part will change the way you see reality, because science has discovered something that directly connects to divine creation. It's called the observer effect. Quantum mechanics tells us before a particle is observed, it doesn't exist as a single thing. It exists in all possible states at the same time until it's observed. Then and only then does it collapse into a single reality. This means reality itself is shaped by consciousness. Now let's go back to Genesis. What does God do? He speaks. Genesis 1:3, let there be light. This is the first measurement in the universe. In physics, light is just a carrier of information, just like in Genesis. And then Genesis 1:4 says, "And God saw the light, that it was good." God is the first observer, and he made us in his image. We are observers shaping reality. Section 2, the observer effect and divine creation. Now, this next part will change the way you see reality, because science has discovered something that directly connects to divine creation and manifestation. It's called the observer effect. Quantum physics tells us before a particle is observed, it doesn't exist as a single thing. It exists in all possible states at the same time until it's observed. And then, and only then, does it collapse into a single reality. This means reality itself is shaped by consciousness. Now let's go back to Genesis. What does God do? He speaks. Let there be light, Genesis 1:3. This is the first measurement in the universe. In physics, light is the carrier of information, just like in Genesis. Then Genesis 1:4 says, "And God saw the light, that it was good." God is the first observer, and God made us in his image. We are observers, shaping reality. Section 3, the Logos and quantum reality. Now, let's go deeper. John 1:1. John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Most people think this means spoken language, but in Greek, the word is logos. And logos doesn't just mean speech. It means divine intelligence, structure, order, the logic behind creation. Now, here's where it gets wild. Modern physics tells us the universe isn't made of solid objects. It's made of vibration, energy, information, and fields. So when John says, "In the beginning was the Word," he's not talking about sound. He's talking about the fundamental vibration of reality itself. Everything exists as a wave before it becomes matter. John 1:1 was never talking about language. It was a direct insight into the quantum nature of reality. And what was the first thing created? Light. Let there be light, which just so happens to be the foundation of all physics. Coincidence or advanced physics hidden in plain sight? Closing. The future of quantum theology. The Bible is not mythology. It is a scientific document written in metaphor. And now we have the tools to decode it. If this resonated with you, subscribe, share, and stay tuned. Quantum theology isn't just an idea, it's a movement.